Okay, everybody, listen up now. We have had a wonderful, wonderful season today. Really good time of things recently. But look, Ferrari and Red Bull took a big step forward in Monaco, and we've got to make sure that we're going with them. So we fight back now. We've got our side pods, our new rear wing as well. So let's get them on the car. Let's head off to Baku, and let's go kick some Haas. Come on. Yeah, it felt pretty motivating. All right, send in the factory minions. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. Today we are at Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and, well, we have had a brilliant season so far. We have gone toe-to-toe with Ferrari. We have beaten Red Bull and, well, we saw in Monaco last race, they both kind of took a step forward, but today we fire back. We have got new parts to add to the car, so let's go and have a quick look at what we've got. If we go, we'll just do car one and then we'll see both together. So if we show our rank on the grid to start with, we can see it there. Now we do have our new rear wing ready to go here. So if we go and change that to the third iteration, and we can see that by changing it, if we go back to rank on the grid, so we go up to 8th in top speed and DRS, and the DRS is working as well. So it's a nice little improvement on the car there, so that's excellent. We'll get that installed on both cars. There should be some more coming in manufacturing as well, which should be here for the race weekend itself. So that don't worry too much that there's only 3 there. We've got 8 of these ones. What was I doing there? We built way too many of those. And side pods, we have a new side pod as well. So if we go and have a look and see what this is going to do to the car. So it's not as much. It does help engine cooling, though, doesn't it? Set down to 15th, and top speed is a minor help as well. So the main reason for doing side pods is to help the engine cooling. That's basically why we've done that. So hopefully it'll sort of all work down the line, and we'll see a big benefit to the cars from this race and moving forward. Now, drivers. No development points for Logan Sargeant, but K-Mag has got one, so we'll put that into reactions, or do we keep going with control maybe? Let's get control up to 80 to minimize mistakes, and then we'll, because he's not slow, is he, K-Mag? He does okay, so we'll get that up to 80 if we can, and then we'll work on reactions, and I'm not too worried about his defending, to be honest. If he's got a fast car and he's fast, he doesn't need to defend. Crawford also has a development point, and for now, I think we just try and get everything to 65 perhaps? We've got a little bit of time with him this year and next year before K-Mag's contract is up, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that front. And then the staff. Now, everybody gets a development point. So, chassis for Simone Resta, our head of technical chief. We've got head of aerodynamics here, gets a point. We'll put that into cooling, I suppose. That's sort of the weak point of the team, you might say. And he becomes a 78 rated head of aerodynamics now. And then I believe one of the race engineers, the new guy, has got a point as well, so we'll stick that into communication, and though that helps everything there as well, and this guy does not have anything as of yet. So that is pretty much everything caught up on. Let's go and have a look at the racetrack. Baku, of course, it's one of my favorite tracks in real life. You can see there for qualifying, red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow the very fast straight final sector. Sections by speed, it's high speed, slow corners basically. It's like an old school, like a North American street circuit really. Car attributes there, we can see top speed, low speed, corners, top speed down the straight. So hopefully we've got a car here that'll work for that. We can see their pit. I've got to remember this so we don't have another situation where I get out a 30-second gap that we don't need. So 22 seconds is the average pit stop lost time if we happen to find ourselves needing to do a stop late on. One stop, it looks like, is the way to go, potentially medium to the hard. Compound performance, we can see that there. And last year's race, we had Kevin Magnussen in 5th, which at the time was very much a best finish for us. And had a Sargeant last year came home in 14th, sorry, but on the lead lap, which for him at the time would have been his 2nd race. It's not too bad, is it? So, what are our performance targets here? Reach Q2. I'd like to think we can reach Q3, so we'll do that. We've got fastest lap. We'll do our best, but to finish in the top 12, we should be able to guarantee that. If we can get a car in the top 14 in both race and qualifying, then we'll take another step towards those bonuses as well. So that's all looking good. Let's head off to Baku. Alright, so we can see confirmation of the weather there, a dry weekend, so it should be relatively straightforward on that front. I'm going to do some free practice, and I will see you for qualifying, and hopefully that is straightforward as well. Alright, free practice is done. Now, I've got to say, slightly disappointing. FP1 was a little bit of a write-off. You can see nobody did many laps. That's because there was a red flag. Sainz and Schumacher had a big crash. Sargeant 16th. Crawford 19th, not ideal, but neither of them got off the hard tyres, so I'm willing to sort of just write that off and say, well, that's just sort of circumstances. FP2, K-Mag was back in the car, back on form in 5th. Sargeant in 12th, though, is slightly concerning, and FP3, 7th and 12th. So I don't know if the likes of Alpine, McLaren, and Mercedes have maybe taken a step forward now as well that's been bigger than what we've been able to do, but yeah, Verstappen binned it on the opening lap of FP3 as well, which was funny, but didn't really affect anything, I suppose. Now, let's have a look here. We've got K-Mag, and we've got a higher setup confidence for him than that. I've been trying to just sort of playing around at the end of free practice there, so that's fine. So we've got two cars with 97%. We should have no problem getting through Q1, so I will confirm that for you momentarily. And indeed, it was absolutely fine. Both cars just did the one run. K-Mag 5th, Sargeant 13th. 12th, I should say. So that's absolutely fine. You can see 2 Aston Martins, 2 Williams, and Vettel in the AlphaTauri are those eliminated. So Q2. And after our first run on used tyres, we have Sargeant in 11th and currently in the elimination zone, and Magnussen in 8th. So let's see what we can do. Let's go and have a look at some sector times here as well. And new tyres should mean we're able to go a little bit quicker. We are the last 2 cars on track. We've got Sargeant ahead of K-Mag just now. So Sector 1 should be finishing just here somewhere. And Sargeant has gone green, as has K-Mag. Now, of those in front of us, Gasly and Bottas, so the 2 Alfa Romeos are going a little bit slower. We do have a car in front here of us that is potentially going a bit too slow for us as well. It's an AlphaTauri, so it's going to be Albon, as the checkered flag has come out. Have we done a green second sector? We have. Down to 12th, though, for Sargeant. Now, he should actually pick up a little bit of a slipstream. If he hasn't been affected too badly by the aero wash, which he shouldn't have been, is he going to have done enough here to get himself inside the top 10? He goes up to 6th. And Kevin Magnussen 5th. So Logan Sargeant pulls out the big lap, and both through, in the end, relatively comfortably, which is excellent news. So we're going to Q3 now. A little bit of form, a little bit of confidence. And let's see what we can do. Why is Kevin Magnussen's... I want the highest setup. That is the one I want, not this stupid 93% thing we've got there. I don't understand why it won't just give me his best setup. Anyway, we have enough tyres to do 2 new sets. All right, let's go. Okay, after our first run in Q3, we had the suspended tyres we saved in Q1, so they both had a run on new sets, and, well, Sargeant 10th, Magnussen 5th, but a second behind the Ferraris. I'm really hoping that both drivers have made a mistake that was maybe missed in that first sector. Now, in that first lap, I should say. Now, unfortunately, we haven't got a sector time here for Logan Sargeant, which is going to keep us all in mystery. No one's going faster. Bottas has done one. He's the only one with the green sector is Bottas, and that's, well, he could potentially jump Magnussen. We're not going to know what Sargeant's doing, and what he doesn't have, he's done a faster middle sector. What he doesn't have is a car in front to tow off. Magnussen has the Ferrari behind him. He has done a faster middle sector. Let's see if we can jump ourselves up the order here. Logan Sargeant across the line, currently 10th. Goes 9th. Kevin Magnussen stays 5th. So we will start the race 5th and 9th. There's no penalties as of yet. And in terms of a strategy, I am thinking, I mean, if a one stop is there, you kind of got to take the one stop. We do have a fresh set of soft tyres. I wonder... So I'm thinking, if we do this, and if there's a safety car that sort of comes out here somewhere, we have that extra set of soft tyres we can go onto, and even if there's a safety car maybe a little bit sooner, we could go onto a soft set of mediums, but we still get that initial jump off the line. The one thing we don't really have an undercut available to us because it's so marginal at the end of the strategy, but I still think I might like that. And then if we do something similar, perhaps with Kevin Magnussen as well, and yeah, there's a part of me that thinks go hard then soft, but it's looking as though Red Bulls and Ferraris are again still ahead of us here, so we might try this. And you know, maybe on a soft tyre, if they start on a medium, that'll keep K-Mag in the race. He'll go onto a hard tyre sooner, maybe get a bit of an undercut, and be able to at least keep up with them with DRS that way. So that's what we'll try, and we'll see how we go. Okay, it's a very misty, muggy looking Baku, isn't it? But another all Red Bull front row. We can kind of see Magnussen, and it looks like Sargeant there. Let's see what sort of start we get. We'll jump on board with Logan, and K-Mag should be 2 cars in front of us as Magnussen on the outside. We are using up the ERS as we usually do on the first few laps till DRS is open. Magnussen's moved up to P4, so Magnussen has jumped a Ferrari, which could be huge. Can he get a second Ferrari here as well? Now let's look at the tyres. It looks as though there is some medium tyres there. Perez is on a soft, but the rest of the front 4, if we consider the Ferraris and Red Bulls, the front 4 are all on a medium tyre. You can see even Gasly and let's look at Gasly. I'm looking at Bottas, Norris, and Alonso. Their softs are worn. They didn't have that fresh set of softs that we saved in from not doing a second run in Q1. So we've already got a little bit of an advantage over them as well. But let's double up the speed here and see. This Ferrari looks like it might be there for the taking. See if K-Mag can indeed do something. We've got the Red Bulls running away a little bit in front here, so we want to try and get this done quickly if we can. It looks like Verstappen is trying to get a move done on Perez there as well. Let's see. Can the ERS work its magic for us? If we had DRS, he'd be a sitting duck, but we don't. And it looks as though, can we get a move done into turn 1? No. What about Sargeant? He is stuck there behind Alonso. Oh, here we go. We might have him here. We might have him here down the inside. K-Mag is about to go P3. Is he? Oh, showing the wall. And I think he has just about got that done. He should have it done now. And K-Mag does indeed get the second Ferrari as well. So we will back him off of the ERS now. We don't need to keep attacking. Hopefully we can get onto the back of these Red Bulls and stay there. That's going to be the big thing now, isn't it? He's just inside a second. But if he can stay with them, and he should now, he'll get a little bit of a draft here, and then we'll have DRS at the end of this lap, of course. And if he's outside a second. He's outside a second. DRS is now enabled, but I don't know if we're going to get it. He's done the fastest lap of the race. I don't know where the detection point is for here. That might be it coming into the corner. Do we have DRS? We do not. And that might be that in terms, there goes the Ferrari. But if we can just stay with these Red Bulls as much as possible. Sargeant has got himself up to P8, which is nice. And he's got a little bit of a gap now to those in front. But, well, let's see how this develops from here. Alright, so the race has settled down somewhat now. Magnussen and Leclerc are just losing the back of the Red Bulls, but they're sort of sticking around with each other. Oh, locked up, Sargeant's in the wall. And it's a safety car. And that is not what we needed. Alright, let me think here what we do now. Is he out of the race? He is out of the race. So Sargeant is out. Can we use this now to K-Mag's advantage? We're committing to a 2-stop if we do it. But I think it might be worthwhile, because we're just outside of our pit window anyway. We're going to have to stop in the near future. And then we've got a medium and some relatively new softs we could go on to as well. So let's do this, I think. By the time we come back from the safety car, then it's more or less going to be our pit window anyway. So we might even be able to make it to the end. So there are more cars pitting. We've actually come out in 5th with that stop being done. So Perez pitted as well. We can have a look here who pitted if we go over here. Who's pitted? So us and Perez, Bottas, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, and everybody else there. So it's been a relatively quick safety car period. Actually, it's been a very quick safety car period. But ourselves and Perez may have given ourselves an advantage now over the rest of the top 4 there. But, well, the question, of course, is can we get to the end? Yeah, that is very marginal. With another safety car, maybe we could. But then again, if we get another safety car, maybe we want to come in and put on some fresh tyres. We'll just have to see how this plays out. But unfortunately, we're just playing with one car right now. Sargeant is out. All right, so we are just later this lap, and you can see we're just in danger of losing the back of these cars. So we're going to burn through some of the petrol that we've got here. Yeah, slightly concerned that it's not quite working out the way I wanted it to, but there we go. We've got ourselves back. If we can get to DRS, which is the end of this lap, of course, then we should be fine because we'll just sort of DRS tow. In fact, I'm going to have a deploy lap here. We just need to stay with them. And if we can do that, like I say, they've all got to pit at least once. We possibly need to pit again, but we possibly don't as well. So we've got a huge advantage over them just now. And to be honest, if there's no more safety cars the rest of this race, I don't think, even with running out of tyres there, I don't know that that's going to be the difference. You know, that's an entire pit stop. 22 seconds, wasn't it? So I don't know that we're going to lose 22 seconds over the course of the race. So DRS is about to be enabled, and we might even be able to take advantage of this and duck up the inside of Carlos Sainz, who was, let's not forget, a little slow before the Sargeant safety car. But we'll stay with this, see if we can DRS assisted. Get our nose down the inside of this Ferrari. He, of course, has DRS as well, so that's not quite going to happen. But we just need to stay in this train now, and we could be looking good for a strong result. So, unfortunately for us, Sainz is proving difficult for Magnussen to get past here, and we have very much lost the back of those cars in front, though Verstappen has now pit. Perez has gone to the front. We have got Carlos Sainz. DRS assisted there, but what's likely going to happen unless he pits this lap is he's going to come straight back past us here, and he does pit. All right, now what can K-Mag do? He's got a nice little gap there back to Bottas. Now, did Bottas stop? He did. So Bottas and Norris are on the same strategy as us. As Leclerc comes in, we are now sitting second in this race, but being stuck behind Sainz has cost us 5 seconds to Perez, which is going to hurt. But of course, what's going to happen here is that Verstappen, Leclerc, and Sainz are going to have to come through the rest of the cars that are on our strategy as well. So that might, again, help us out a little bit. But I'm wondering if we play a bit of a longer game here, that tyre wear might be trending in the right way for us to get to the end of this race in any case, if there is no more safety cars. So, strategy race, this one, isn't it? Let's see how it plays out. Oh, Magnussen has spun. Hey, Mag, what is going on with our cars in this race? We've been so good. He's just hit the inside curb, rear wing damaged. Have we got a double retirement? No, it looks as though we may have got away with it in terms of aerodynamics as well. So that's very lucky. And we have actually managed to stay second as well. So it could have been much worse, that one. But 11 seconds off the lead now, only 5-6 seconds ahead of Bottas. Alright, so Max Verstappen has cruised up behind us. He is about to overtake us to make it a Red Bull 1-2 again. You can see he's going second, a lap faster than us, so that is to be expected. The slightly more concerning thing is Norris, who is not that far back from us now, though Verstappen is going to stop pulling him along now, and hopefully we can stay with Verstappen for a bit here and get pulled along as well. And yeah, this tyre wear is going to get us to the end at this rate, so we don't have to stop again. Just need to keep that gap to Norris, and hopefully the Ferraris will stay behind him and Bottas here. We could, and I do stress could, be on for a podium. Alright, unfortunately the Ferraris have arrived on the scene. They are also flying. If we go to last lap times again, you can see seconds faster a lap. The concerning thing is that Norris is getting dragged along. Now, we lost the back of Verstappen quite quickly. as I'm expecting any moment now to see the Ferrari of Leclerc come past. Somewhat annoyingly, is he going to wait for the second DRS zone to do that? But you can see there, and again, 2 seconds essentially. Oh, yours 2 seconds faster. So we are unable to do that pace. That's beyond us right now. They have fresher tyres as well, of course. So, yeah, there he goes. We don't have a DRS zone instantly to come back at him either. So we just need to try and stay with him. But suddenly, I'm assuming that Sainz is going to come back as well, and we might be just sort of looking at a bit of a boring 5th place here. So, I am currently considering, with 12, we'd be 11 laps to go, if we were to make the stop, going onto the soft tyres. We could push, we'd come out in 10th. The question, I suppose, is, would we make that time up? What I'm thinking is that on a hard tyre, they are seconds a lap faster than us. Am I throwing away what is going to be potentially a 6th though, because Norris is coming at us behind the Ferraris? Let's do it. If we come out 10th, we'll be Gasly area. Yeah, alright, let's have a go at it and just see what happens. It's been a bit of a boring race, if I'm honest. But you can see Norris is catching. He's probably going to get us anyway. And well, we'll just see if this pays off. We've come out in 8th, so already that's going to be 7th. DRS is empty, just go back to neutral, that's fine. And if we go aggressive, it should get the tyres to the end. It should guarantee us fastest lap as well. So we'll stay on board with K-Mag till the end and see what we can do. So 7th we've got already. Let's go and look at last lap times. So we were lapping in the 150s, basically. Let's see if we can get down to the 148s, 147s even. I don't know exactly how fast we can go here. So obviously with a pit stop, that's going to have been a little bit slower. Let's have a look at sector times. Hopefully this works out. Like I say, if we get back to 5th, I think we break even. Even if we get back to 6th, I think we break even, because I do think Norris just seemed to be a little bit quicker. So we've done a purple first sector. Come on, K-Mag. Just slightly concerned about this tyre life. We are catching... Look at how fast we're catching Bottas here, though. We're going to catch him... So it was about 4 seconds, wasn't it? So if we're 4 seconds a lap faster, then this has 100% been the right thing to do. We should cruise past him here. We've done a 146. We are 3 seconds a lap faster than the leader right now. As long as we get these tyres to the end, then, well, I think this has definitely been the right thing to do. What is the gap now to Norris? We've got 9 seconds to catch up on Norris.
Mega job, mate.
So let's see. I mean, we're taking chunks out of it already. And like I say, Norris is essentially the break-even mark. So that is fine. We've already taken an absolute chunk out. 2.5 seconds. It was a 9-second gap at the start of this lap. It might even be down to 7. No, 7 would be 2 seconds, wouldn't it? If we get it down to 7. So we've taken at least 2 seconds out of him this lap. That's a little bit DRS assisted behind Bottas, granted. But that is 3 seconds a lap. Or that lap we were faster than Norris. So we're going to catch him in 2 laps here. And we're going to be past him relatively quickly, you would imagine. So that begs the question then, can we then go and catch Sainz? We were 2 seconds, more or less, a lap faster than Sainz last lap. And we're looking at 10-second gap. So that is probably unlikely. But Sainz was going to pass us anyway, and this way we've got ourselves fastest lap. So we'll actually, this is all assuming we keep it on the track and that we do get past Norris. but we will make ourselves a point better off, and a little bit of money as well, because we had the bonus, didn't we, for fastest lap. So again, time is chunking down. Norris did a 50.5. We have done a 47.7. So we should be in a position at this rate to go very close to overtaking him, sort of at this point next lap, because if we can get to within the DRS zone by the time we get to the back straight, which is, I'd say, I mean, it's 2 seconds away, but the way we're catching him, it looks very, very, very doable, doesn't it? Look at how fast he is. It's like he's in reverse almost. We are catching visually, it seems, every straight. Look at how much closer he even looks. The gap is down to under 2 seconds. All right, competitor crash. Is it a safety car? Who has crashed? And if it is it someone in front of us, which would be a nice bonus? It's Alonso behind us. And it doesn't look like it is going to be a safety car. And we should have DRS ready for the back straight. Here we go. We are just inside the second, so let's see if we can get Norris down this straight, please. K-Mag, catching, catching, catching. Can we stick one up the inside on him? Not quite. So that might end any chance we had of catching Sainz as well. We probably did need to get it done there, didn't we? 7 seconds. It might be doable, but I just feel like we really did need... I probably should have done something to try and help him past. But like I say, on this strategy, this was the break even. Now, that wasn't the greatest place to overtake him because he's going to have DRS to come back at us with here. We would have been better off getting a bit of a slingshot off of him, but hopefully it works out okay. But that is, as I said, that was break even. And by break even, we're actually a point better off because we've got that bonus point now as well for the fastest lap. Can we now... Well, we've got to keep Norris behind us here, which is vitally important. Then we're going to have 3.5 laps when we have to try and catch 7-8 seconds on a Ferrari. We can probably go aggressive on the tyres because they are going to make it. And let's see if we can go and, yeah, like I say, catch Sainz, who has looked by far the slower of the two Ferraris. We look at lap times, we did a 1:14, so we did essentially the same lap time stuck behind Norris for most of the lap. Let's see what we can do this lap with a little bit of free air as well. Norris is out of DRS range, it looks like. So 49.1 for Carlos Sainz and a 48.2. So it just not quite a second caught that lap. It's not enough, is it? It's not quite going to be enough with 3 laps to go. We need to be catching sort of 2.5 seconds a lap. And yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen. But still, I think, let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I do think this has worked for us. This has worked out nicely. So we are about to start the final lap. The gap is down to 2.1 seconds. We are going full push with K-Mag. I just don't think if we had an extra lap, if I'd come in that 1 lap sooner, if we'd passed Norris down this straight on that 1 lap, we probably would have had a very, very big chance of getting past Carlos Sainz. But I think, unfortunately here, it is going to be agonizingly close. But it is not going to be enough. Let's go deploy. Let's see if we can get right up to the back of him. And... oh, could we get him DRS over the line, I wonder? We're inside. We're half a second back. Come on, K-Mag. Go and get it done, mate. Go and get it done. Got a little bit of extra petrol here as well. Can we do this? Come on, K-Mag. Oh, he's right behind him. He's in the slipstream. DRS will open. We might do this, you know. Come on, K-Mag. You can get him, mate. You can get him. DRS opens here somewhere. And have we got enough? Come on, K-Mag. Go on, mate. Oh, he's just not quite going to get there. Oh, he'll get him into turn 1. It's 5th for K-Mag. So, a good race for K-Mag. Oh, look how close we were. But, yeah, I kind of had a feeling at the time. Look at that 14 seconds we put on Norris. I just think we had to get Norris into that corner. And maybe I should have been a little bit more giving him stuff to use to try and get through there. Ultimately, I mean, we started where we finished, but it was a better race than that. And I mean, unfortunately for us, Sargeant retiring is a bad day for the team and the constructors, because if we go and have a look at the Drivers' Championship, where have we got K-Mag up there still in 4th position, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But if we look at the constructors, a good day for Ferrari, only 1 car scoring points for us. If we are looking at ourselves as being in a battle with Ferrari, it's not a good day on that front. But look at the gap we've put it there on Mercedes, an extra 10 points than them. So, I mean, if we come 3rd this year, realistically, that's massive, isn't it? So it's not a disaster. But if we had Sargeant in there adding a few more points as well, maybe that would have been a little bit different. But there we go. Sargeant doesn't get any points. Neither does K-Mag. Crawford does not either. So no driver development there. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I believe the next race is Canada, and we might even look at sticking in a new engine for that one, because that is a bit like this one, a power sensitive track. So it might be worth doing. Anyway, I'll see you for that one. Take care.